a lot of season 1 was focusing on Ty and his family and that kind of support system that they have. But obviously at the very end of the series, we see them torn apart, basically. So how is he going to cope in season 2 being apart from them and on his own for the first time?
It takes a lot, honestly, just for a 17-year-old kid to be separated from his family, separated from his girlfriend. It's one of the craziest things that could happen to such a young kid, but he's a tough kid, so he knows it's what needs to be done. It has to be done, so he kind of just takes it. And, he kind of starts to see the positives out of it. This is a chance for me to kind of fight back against New Orleans. Like, if all of this has happened, maybe helping the city out is my calling, So, that's one of the biggest things that we see in season 2, him establishing himself as, basically someone who's going to have to become a superhero. And, with all that time in the church, he has to hone in on training for, his superpowers. So it's all very, very dope. It's a crazy season. Like, the stunts get crazier and crazier and crazier. So I just can't wait for people to see it.
It's been nice kind of watching him develop his powers, that they don't just go to the dark where he's just the cloak, right? So how is that for you, developing that part of that side of him and seeing him slowly become more and more even dependent and the powers increasing?
On the cloak, depending on the cloak?
Oh, yeah.
For me, the coolest part about it was, when we signed up to do this show, the type of stuff that we do in season 2 is exactly what I envisioned. And, actually doing it on set almost feels unreal. It's kind of like I'll get a text from my mom. She's like, "Are you okay, son? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm saving New Orleans right now. I can't talk." You know what I mean? So it's like crazy that we're finally coming into our own as superheroes, and I just can't wait for people to see it because season 1 was definitely a slow burn, and it was a lot about finding out who Ty and Tandy were as individuals and seeing their worst fears and their biggest hopes, and now it's really about these two really establishing themselves as heroes and really taking charge of their own lives and trying to help the city.
How is the balance going to work, kind of, because we obviously have the story that we know that's coming with human trafficking, but that's going to be a big part of the series. But you also do have Ty on the run, and the one person who could help exonerate him is, we don't know where, right? So can you talk a little bit about that balance and him trying to clear himself, but also trying to be the hero?
Well, he doesn't sleep at all, It's like, I can't rest. If I'm a wanted man, I'm living in a church, and the person that actually, make me free, I would say, is nowhere to be found. And Ty doesn't really know. We saw what happened in episode 10, but Ty doesn't know what that is. He didn't read a comic book that told him all of his powers and, an origin story. So it's like, I don't know what that was. So season 2 is definitely us kind of figuring out what that was and what that is. And Ty just trying to figure out how to get, this guy back so I can be free somehow,
And so obviously the relationship between Ty and Tandy is obviously the core of the characters. There's a lot of adversarial scenes with the two of them in the first season. So how are they now? Are they closer? Are they a little more dependent on each other?
Definitely closer, but with every friendship, there's gonna be rough patches and things like that. And Ty and Tandy are connected no matter what. So it's kind of like the universe is gonna pull them, push them, but no matter what, they're still gonna be a team at the end of the day. So you're definitely gonna see some arguments again. You're definitely gonna see some makeups. But that's what makes them Ty and Tandy, So that's. Excuse me. God damn, I'm about to choke over here.
Oh no.
About to start crying. Nah, that's the beauty of their relationship. Definitely.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.